You know, Trump supporters had a point. The price of eggs is ridiculous. I paid almost $900 for this. Frickin' Bidenomics. Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Extreme Channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey, thank you for tuning into the Extreme Channel. My name is Mr. X. We're about extreme collectibles, and today we have some extreme eggs, specifically made by Prime One Studio, and these are from the Aliens movies. So I was really on the fence about these because of the scale. The scale is weird as hell. And when I say scale, I mean how big is it in relative to a real life version. We're going to talk about that. We're going to do an extreme review today. I jumped on the wait list for these because I'm going in a totally crazy direction with my Aliens collection. And if you've been following the channel for the last few months, you know that. So initially, I bought these because I bought this giant alien queen statue, and I thought that the base was going to be too bare. Well, I found out the base isn't too bare, and these are way too big anyway. They don't scale with it, which we're going to talk about. But we're going to do an extreme review because they do look incredibly cool. The real question is, how will they look in an alien collection? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, but if you want to see pictures of what it looks like, make sure to check out the Extreme Channel's social media, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. The link for that is in the description below. So, Prime One Studios made these, and there's two different versions, as you can see, an open and a closed. Open's a little bit more expensive, has a little bit more to it, and we're going to talk about both today. But before we get into the specifics of each one and some of the dynamics of the scaling, let's start off with the concept of these pieces. Now, what's interesting is Prime One Studio has a number of alien pieces in tons of different scales. In fact, spoiler alert, right around Christmas 2024, there's a video about stupid statue awards, and as a hint, Prime One scaling may be showcased for how stupid it is. And I think these eggs are a great example because Prime One Studios has some 1/3 scale pieces where an egg came on the base or an egg came as a separate proximity. Now, in full transparency, I don't have any of those specific ones here. I do have some on order, so it'll be interesting to see how they compare. But conceptually, these are cool. These are cool standalone pieces for a number of reasons. Both have the round base on the bottom that you can see, and on it is kind of that goo or that hive that's starting. And you see tentacles from the eggs or from the secretions of the aliens, not really quite sure. And as you move up, obviously it's just the egg there, nothing fancy. One is open, one is closed. They both have these ridges and moist effect and the different colors of the greens and blacks all over them. And once you get to the top, one is closed, that really, really freaky part, and then the other one opening up. You know, to me, in the entire Alien franchise, especially in the most recent movie, face huggers were actually more scary than the xenomorphs. And it's maybe just the fact of a creature actually putting something down your throat. I don't know, maybe some women or gay men can comment. But to me, that is just absolutely freaky, and I love how disgustingly cool eggs are in general, and I think they captured it well in these two statues. Prime One Studio didn't create the concept of an alien egg. I think they executed it really well, so it's a 4 out of 5 on the scale for me. Not a 5 out of 5 because it's not incredibly complicated. Design. This is where the scaling is really going to get you, but before we talk about that, here is the unboxing of both of these. So the packaging was fine. Things were in there really tight. It was hard to get it out.
That's what she said.
But let's talk about scaling for a second. So Prime One Studio labels these as non-scale. Now what's interesting is they have some alien statues that are also non-scale, and some of those are very close to 1/3 scale, so 3 times smaller than a real life version. But I don't know on these, because right behind these eggs, I have quarter scale eggs. This is the first one. This is from that giant queen alien statue that I reviewed recently, that I showed the thumbnail of. And then this is also a quarter scale from Sideshow Collectibles from a long time ago. So I don't think this is supposed to be 3rd scale. I think it truly is non-scale. If I had to guess, somewhere between 1/3 and 1/2 scale. But the truth is, it's a scale that doesn't go with any alien statue ever made, which is a problem. So how big are these? The widest point is a little over 10 inches, maybe 11. And the tallest part of this is about 11 as well. Closed one's a little taller, 11.5. So if you don't like scales mixing, then you probably won't like these. I mean, it could be a non-starter. I'm really curious how this is gonna look. I have a place I'm going to put them currently. They're going to be kind of close to that queen alien. But knowing I have about 10 more alien pieces on order over the next year, eventually I'm probably going to put them in their own area. I'll figure it out. What you see is what you get. There's nothing additional. There is the face hugger, as you can see on the top here. He does fit via a keyhole, if you saw that in the assembly. So you have to display him, or you would have to leave an open keyhole and pin slot on the top of the egg, which looks weird. You could always fill it in pretty easily, I guess, depending on your artistic ability. But honestly, I think these are too big. I think that's a huge negative. The scaling is really bad. So design, I actually give it a 2 out of 5. Like, I could see getting a whole lineup of these. Like, I think they originally teased them at a Tokyo Comic-Con where they had like 20 of them. But my God, you couldn't even fit 20 on this table. So you can't pair it with other alien statues, otherwise it looks wonky. Yes, I said wonky. You can't get a ton of them because they're so big. I just think the design is a miss because of the scale. Doesn't take away how well they're done. Doesn't take away from how well they're done though. The paint and sculpt is really good, as it usually is with Prime One Studio in general, or their alien pieces. Here's some close-up video. So this won't take too long to cover everything, but the bases are similar. I think you could actually even interchange the eggs if needed, although the stickers on the bottom wouldn't match. But the entire thing has this gloss moist effect, this glistening effect from the secretion, which I'm a huge fan of. And what's nice is, you know, a lot of the scenes that we saw the alien eggs in, it was incredibly dark. And so I think they did a great job with the choosing of the colors. This really, really dark green and grays and browns on the bottom. And it's contrasted really well by some light browns and lighter greens, yet still decently dark, so it gives it that ominous feel. So I love the tentacles spreading out throughout the bottom and how it's not 100% apparent. They're a different part of the base. It kind of mixes in with it. But of course, your eyes are instantly jumping to the eggs. Let's look at the exterior of it first. Has these nodules and ridges all throughout. Some of it have this pattern to it. And it's mixed in with those different colors I talked about. Mostly greens and browns, but I even see a little hint of yellow and black in there. And again, that glistening effect just makes it pop. Then the interior, so first of the closed one, you still see a small glimpse, which is kind of that freaky part, knowing that there's a creature inside of there ready to jump. It's this really light pink, almost I would call it like a gum type color. Really makes you think of like a lot of maternal stuff with birth, and just really disgusting in my opinion. And then you get the full-on disgusting from the open one, and they did an amazing job with this. Not only the interior of the egg where the flaps are folded out, almost looks like this muscular aspect you would see on a skin with human without skin, but then the interior place where the face hugger is born, the sac, has this dark purple vibe to it with some veins, almost looks like this puffy cloud. And of course, this is the face hugger, probably the weakest part, the face hugger, but it looks good. I wish it had a little bit more motion to it. It doesn't really look like it's alive. Like, it'd be cool if it was jumping out maybe. But the sculpt on it is decent. Not as good as the egg. Same with the paint. And I think they picked the proper amount of glistening. They kind of went down on it because we didn't really see those. Those were mostly dry in the movie, although it should be a little bit more wet when it's coming out. So overall, I think the paint and sculpt is really well done on these. It's exactly what I would want in an alien egg, and especially when you look at those other ones we were looking at earlier. Way too dry. I mean, just in comparison, done way well better. But now, keep in mind, this one was $65 when I bought it, probably 8-9 years ago, compared to the larger price tag on these. And that one's part of a diorama. We're going to group the paint and sculpt together. We don't always, but I think here it's fitting. I think they're both a 5 out of 5. These are fantastic. You know, whenever you have a statue where you can add that glistening moist effect, I think it really, really helps the paint and the sculpt pop. But you can only add that glistening moist effect if it goes with the theme of the statue, which, as you know, with Alien, it does with all the secretion and stuff. So are these worth it? I said they were $900. That was with shipping. I bought them together. So the open one is $350. The closed one is $300. They made 500 of the open one, and I believe only 150 of the closed one. But ironically, the one with the huge edition size is sold out on Prime One Studios website, where you can still jump on the wait list, which they usually convert on the other one. But I think the value's good. I mean, realistically, when you're looking at the size of these are the size of about a 1/5 scale statue, some smaller quarter scale, which nowadays they go from $500 to $1,000. So pretty good value on these. I actually give the value of 4 out of 5. They are fantastic standalone pieces. You don't necessarily have to pair them with an actual xenomorph. These could be bookends or paperweights, or just someone who's not in the statue collecting game in general might really like some kind of movie memorabilia like this. So I think there's a lot of buyers for this other than traditional quarter scale, third scale statue collectors. Does it have the X factor? Clearly, this is not one of the statues you're going to be drawn to. You're going to look at that Alien Queen. You're going to look at some of the fully done xenomorphs. But I do like these. I think they're a solid 3 out of 5. You get what you pay for, and it's a good thing. 3 out of 5 is not bad. 3 out of 5 is what you expect. So I appreciate them. I like them, and I can't wait to see what they look like over there. Again, if you want to see what that looks like, make sure to not only sub to the channel and hit the bell notification for future room tours, but also check out the social media in the description below. But in the meantime, what do you guys think? Would the scaleness bother you? And I don't mean scaliness on this. The scale, how off the scale is. Throw that in. I really, really like these, but I'm really worried what they're going to look like. So I guess I'll find out in about 5 minutes, and you guys will... Actually, if you follow my social media, you already saw it. Because usually stuff on that posts a few weeks before it hits YouTube. But throw that down in the comments below so you can win a statue. As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one was easy. First, you gotta be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you wanna make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Tons more Alien pieces coming, so make sure you subscribe if you like stuff like this. Some are huge and elaborate as well. But if you don't love aliens, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.